Welcome back to the channel. And see, I didn't cover the job listing that Sony posted because I swear it's like beating a dead horse at this point. Because we've been talking about Microsoft multi-platform strategy. They've been so upfront and forward with it, and the gaming media shits on them every time they come out and talk about multi-platform strategy. They're like, oh, they're killing the Xbox brand. They don't care about the Xbox no more. They kept saying that bullshit over and over again. So then Sony just has a job posting because they're trying to do this shit in the back end. They're not going to come out for it and say like, hey, bro, we're about to be launching shit on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Nintendo. We're about to be doing this shit. No, but the job listing said it. They want somebody that can understand the market because they're set in their ways. Sony knows that Sony Interactive Entertainment are set in their ways. They don't want to lead a console. So they need someone with the insight of the industry to understand what the charts are trying to fucking tell, what the charts has been telling them for a long time. PlayStation has an install base of like 60 plus million PS5s out there. We've heard the numbers repeatedly. It's almost 70 million. But their first party games aren't selling. I mean, I can't say they're not selling because they're selling like 1 million copies, 2 million copies, things like that. With 70 million people on the install base, that's why Square Enix came right out and said it. Multi-platform is the way to go now because we tried to do that Sony shit and it did not help us financially. Square Enix came out and said it. They launched Final Fantasy on Xbox as fast as they possibly could. They still got one game to give the PlayStation though. The third piece of Final Fantasy VII still is exclusive to PlayStation. So they are still locked in that deal for one more game. But the other ones, oh, they threw them bitches on Xbox as fast as they were contractually obligated to do it. They threw them bitches right out because they need to make some more fucking money. And now look at Sony. When we look at the charts, bro, year to date, I forget how many games Sony's launched this year. I know Yotai is still to come. Death Stranding 2 came out last month. I think Ben Studios remastered Days Gone. What does this PlayStation put out this year? Not much. Like their first party output isn't looking too good. But when you look at the charts, like this is the charts from January to July. This part of the year, I think Sony has put out what 2 or 3 things this year, maybe. We don't know what Sony has put out, but none of them are in the fucking top 20. None of them are in the top 20. So think about this. Spider-Man 2, which came out last year, 2 years ago. When did Spider-Man 2 come out? That motherfucker's number 20. Look how many Game Pass games are in the top 20. Look how many Game Pass games are in the top 20. And then think about this. Game Pass is destroying sales. Remember, that's the narrative that they wanted to push to us ever since Game Pass was concepted. Game Pass is mutilating sales. But then you look at Oblivion is number 2. Top selling game all year. Call of Duty is number 4. Top selling game all year. This is not counting last year's sales already. So Call of Duty is still number 4. Top selling game all year. These are Game Pass drops. Day 1. These are Game Pass drops day 1. Forza Horizon 5 has been in Game Pass for how long? That motherfucker is number 11. Top selling game. All year. Think about this. Let this sink in. Listen to my voice, bro. Doom the Dark Ages came out in May. It is number 16. Best selling game all year. These are Game Pass day 1 drops. Sony has been selling games to their fan base. So buy these games, please, and none of them has cracked the top 20 best-selling games all year. They have 70 million consoles sold. Think about that. Game Pass games are in the top-selling games. The games you can go pay $11, $12, $20. I forget what the fuck their subscription number is. You can pay a subscription fee and play all of these games right now in Game Pass for $20, and they're the best-selling games this year. Sony has been selling premium content. They spending $300 million on IPs for their fan base to not be buying them hoes. And you think they not gonna be calling somebody like, hey, bro, can you come interpret these fucking charts for us because it's not making sense. Xbox has like 40 million consoles sold lifetime for Series X and S. How the fuck are they selling better than us? They have Game Pass. They're literally giving away their IPs. How are they selling better than us? Think about it. Think about it, and then come back, because this is why that job posting is what it is. This is why they listed that job, because when Phil came in, Microsoft had the wrong idea. He changed all that shit, bro. Now they need a nigga like Phil to come into PlayStation. Show us how to get some money out here, because $300 million budgets for our IPs are not about to help us, bro. Especially when they're not moving anything. Death Stranding came out last month. It's not even selling better than Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 came out, what, 2 years ago? It's not selling better than Doom. I mean, Doom had a month over it. So Doom had 2 months of sales for Death Stranding is 1. But then you starting to understand. It came out in Game Pass. That was a day one Game Pass game. Death Stranding came out premium, $70. 70 million consoles sold. And you can't even crack top 20, Sony. That is why. This is why they're going. This is why the multi-platform strategy makes more sense to PlayStation now than ever before. Because now Game Pass games are running the top 20. Like you can't be out here calling Game Pass. You can't be throwing around Game Pass fodder no more. Like Game Pass fodder means the best selling games this year. These are Game Pass fodder. Think about it, bro. Your premium $70 games mean nothing to Game Pass fodder now, Sony. That's exactly what the charts are telling them. And they need somebody to come interpret that shit, because they can't understand it. Not number one in gaming. Not the premium PlayStation 5. There's no way Game Pass fodder is outselling us. Yes, it is, Sony. Now get somebody to come in that bitch and explain it to you in layman's terms, because they haven't been understanding it for the last 5 years. Microsoft has been telling them to their face, telling the public for the last 5 years. Microsoft has been like, we're making so much money. Why do you care if we're selling this bitch or not? Why do you care if we're selling this bitch or not? We're making so much money, and now they're selling this bitch, and they're making so much money off Game Pass that now what the fuck does Sony do? Shit, we gotta chart their course, bitch. We're following Microsoft. That's exactly what they gotta do, bro. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. I know Sony's not about to go full slate with this shit. Not right now. Not right now. They're gonna have to start small. They're gonna have to start little. They're gonna have to go all the way back to 2016, 2017. They're gonna have to go back. They're gonna have to drop like Infamous Second Son or some shit on Xbox. Like a game nobody fucking cares about. That's what they're gonna have to start there. They're gonna have to go way back in the pocket and pull some shit out that nobody remembers, like Knack or some shit. I don't think they're gonna be dropping like Spider-Man 2018 or God of War on Xbox anytime soon. But I mean, it's not gonna matter once Xbox puts Steam on Xbox. Once Steam hits an Xbox console, it doesn't matter. PlayStation Europe, you'll be fine, bro. You'll make some money. They won't be selling on Xbox. They'll be selling on Steam. So you're gonna do that 1 year, 6 month shit, and it's gonna drop on Steam. Niggas will buy it over there. We're not gonna be too worried. But these charts are telling. These charts are telling, and Sony, they're starting to feel it, bro, because there's no way Game Pass fodder is the top selling games this year, and Sony's releasing premium content, bro. Their fans are not buying this shit. They're buying Game Pass fodder. They're buying the Game Pass fodder. Think about it. And I'll see y'all the next one.